So, welcome back to another episode of the Unnamed Prep Series. Today we are going to speak about how to map out your own meal plan. More specifically, how I map out my meal plan, because giving out meal plans is technically illegal, so we're going to get into it. Also, as a side note, just when I made the vlog about scale weight and not reducing calories, we've had to reduce calories. In the last few days, my scale weight has just stayed static, so yeah, we're now on 2,300 calories, so it basically drops 200 calories from each and every single day, so yeah. Also, very interestingly, we've actually pushed in a weighted vest as well, which I'm going to do via steps. So yeah, that'll be quite interesting to kind of involve you in that journey. Let me know my thoughts into weighted vests, and my experience with weighted vests, and maybe one day, potentially, if it works for me, then potentially you can use it in your own fat loss phase journey. Anyway, meal plans. So I train in the morning. I train at around like 10 a.m. It's definitely a fucking luxury. But one thing I need people to understand very quickly is that digestion, or at least the uptake of food, doesn't happen when you eat food. So you don't eat food and then of course you start to use it. Digestion takes a little while. So pre and post workout nutrition is very, very important. However, post-workout is going to be the most important. Pre-workout, not so much. You can really actually just train fasted because you're using yesterday's food, which is exactly why in the morning I have literally just a protein bar, which you saw on the full day of eating. Couple of reasons for that, but most notably, I'm just really not fucking hungry in the morning. So that's basically why that's in there. Then, within my workout, I will have dextrose, so some sort of sugar or some sort of glucose, within my training, and I'll also push in EAA and electrolytes. Key, in my opinion, especially when you're dieting, just to again mitigate the symptoms of muscle protein breakdown, which that's just not very good. Now, if you train in the afternoon, I wouldn't personally do that. I wouldn't wait all that time and just have that small sectional meal. I would push some pre-workout carbohydrates in. When I used to work in engineering, my meal plan was pretty much the same, apart from I had a protein bar in the morning. I basically then didn't have any carbs in meal 2. In meal 3, I had pre-workout carbs. I would then go and train. Then I had post-workout carbs. Then I had my end meal. So basically, that's how I'd structure out my day. This way around, I've got a protein bar in the morning. I'll then push in some carbohydrates pre and post with protein. I'll then push in some protein. That's it. So just protein by itself. So I'll just have chicken and broccoli. The second meal is basically chicken, rice and broccoli. So that's basically how I do that. Then I'll start pushing in on my last bit of carbs for the day, which is basically going to be my dinner with Nat, which is normally going to be something like fajitas. Then I'll mop up the rest of my calories. However, this meal here will be predominantly protein and fats. The reason why I like having kind of carbohydrates in such a close window is quite simply, in the morning I feel very, very sluggish. At nighttime, it's going to affect sleep. So you've got to think, if you have elevated blood sugar levels when you're sleeping, yeah, your mind's going to be active. And not only that, we might have a causation when you're actually asleep of like almost like glucose dumping, which tends to wake people up. So there's that, but there's also the benefit of obviously having fats as it's very satiating. Fats are very satiating, and so is protein. So at the end of the day, I want to feel full. I don't want to feel hungry. I fucking hate that feeling. So the reason why my carbohydrates are so close in that window is for them reasons there. I am also, and I think I said this many times, I'm also a nighttime eater, so I could eat easily like 2-3K at night, and in the day really not a lot, to be honest. So if you're dieting, just think about when you're actually hungry, and then just try and backtrack. So right, okay, I'm hungry at, say, I'm hungry in the morning. Right, I'm gonna push a lot of my calories here. I'm not really hungry at night. Right, okay. I'm gonna push a lot of my calories in the morning. I'm gonna go train, etc. And then at nighttime, you can obviously have less calories because you're not hungry. So meal timings are cool because they're very individual, because essentially you know when you're hungry, etc. But you've also got to play to like optimality in terms of like pre and post workout carbohydrates. There's also a point of view of, with a meal plan, is that you have to look at digestibility. So yes, you can have like the perfect meal plan on paper, but quite essentially, if you've got like, I don't know, chicken, potato and broccoli, and yeah, it's not being digested very well, you're bloated, you're going to the toilet every 3.5 seconds, then yes, on paper it's fantastic, but in practicality, it's not fantastic at all. And I can tell you the worst thing in the world, especially if you're in a prep, the worst thing in the world is not being able to digest food very well, because essentially you're just running to the toilet every 3.5 seconds. Because not only are you in a highly catabolic state in terms of a fat loss phase, you're then gastric emptying every 3.5 seconds, so you are not absorbing the calories as well, which makes it even more catabolic, which means muscle loss is pretty fucking inevitable. So yeah, just to go through that again, meal 1 I have a protein bar, meal 2, which is post-workout, this is pre-workout, post-workout I'll have chicken, rice and broccoli, meal 3 I have chicken and broccoli, meal 4 I have fajitas with nat, meal 5 is where I push a lot of my fats, which is basically like cream of rice and basically dark chocolate with whey protein. So yeah, I basically have hardly any carbs in the morning, hardly any carbs at night, push all my carbohydrates within this window here, and we're good to go. So that's how I like to do it. Of course, this whole vlog can be completely different if you don't like eating like that, but that's kind of why I eat like that. If you're very similar, then of course you can take something away. If you're not similar, then fucking sorry. Anyway, yeah, peace. I'm gonna go eat my fucking rabbit food now. Yeah,